Welcome to episode 90 of the Good Kraken podcast. My name is Devin Stanford, aka Brevin the Dude, aka the 5-star man, aka the inevitable one, aka I like to drink natty light ices.
your camera blurred it out like we were trying to do like an ad placement.
Yeah, it's no ad placement. We are not endorsed by this company in any way. This is weird. It's a Catalina lime mixer seltzer.
The Catalina wine mixer. There's an entire movie about that, right?
It's better than the lemon flavored White Claw. I'll tell you that.
You want to do karate in the garage?
Yeah, let's do karate in the garage. The one speaking about karate is none other than your screaming Polynesian Ernell Pearson.
What's up, babies? How you doing, babies?
The Ocean Shrine, the Shrine of Oceans.
the little rock placement in the middle of the sea. That's who I am. That's who I am.
AKA,
how you doing, babies?
He's my shrine. He's my shrine.
Yes, I can do that. I can do that. How you boys doing? How you guys doing?
Doing good. I've been having dreams about oceans with just a singular shrine in the middle of it lately. It's been interesting.
Dude, I've been dreaming about fucking zombies, dog, like every night.
It's crazy because like my ancestors said that when you start dreaming about the ocean shrine, it actually means you push Mongo. It's crazy, dude.
It's crazy. It's
wild,
crazy. It's
dude.
it's like when you skate switch, you push Mongo. It's just because I'm goofy, you know. That beautiful man who spoke earlier about zombies and is shaking his head no to Ernell's feasible attempt at trying to get at me is none other than Garrick B. Eaton, aka Vermilion Beard. How you doing, my sweetheart?
Yo, I passed my exam for work today. Started a new job on Monday.
Let's go, dog. So what is the position now?
So I can tell you guys what I'm doing. I can't tell you where I'm doing it.
Sure.
But just going forward, I will be talking a lot less about work.
That's fine. That's fair.
That's fair.
But so I am going to be a behavior interventionist.
Very nice. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have about roughly 6-ish or so years of experience working with like special needs kids. And I specialized in it's ABA, which is applied behavior analysis.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so ABA is what I do. I'm basically I take a lot of data. I do a lot of watching and data collection. A lot of data collection.
Professional people watcher. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
More or less. Yeah. I basically my whole job is to like use behavior intervention plans to like help mitigate, reduce, or guide behaviors in a positive direction.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's
with
rad.
Science.
Dude, you're a certified science guy as well?
Yeah,
I am.
No, he's officially a certified science guy.
Yeah. Dude, I have my PhDs too. That's crazy, dude. That's why.
Just full discllaimer, he does not, everybody.
I do. I mean, I can show the people at home. I can show the people at home. No, he doesn't. I can totally do that really quick.
I just want him to. I really just want him to just real quick, just with some crayons, just like draw one.
Oh, dude, no, listen. You weren't here for it.
PhD.
You weren't here for it. It's wild, right? So it's like.
While you're bringing that up, you were talking about zombies earlier, Garrick.
Dude, so zombies.
My
eat, sleeping, and drinking zombies right now.
Almost every piece of content I've been taking in has had to do with zombies or like demons as of late. I'm playing Last of Us Part 2, playing Dying Light 2, been watching We Are All Dead. Zombies and zombies.
I can't do it without messing up the stream. It's not important anyways. I'll show you my PhDs after, gang. I'll show you my PhDs after.
I just want everybody to know he
That-
looked at it and he was like, "Damn, everybody can tell this is fake."
No, I mean, like,
I'm
I
not sharing
can
this at all.
I can show you guys one. But if I open the entire file, it'll like freeze our Discord stuff. But this here, let me put this on for you guys here. This here is here. I'm gonna open the browser window, but I'm actually gonna switch the browser view to my PhD here. So oh, it's not.
A new oath.
It's not. Why is it not coming up? I don't like that. That's
yeah.
Well,
that's
hey everybody!
disappointing.
Now you get a really good look
Content.
at the Good Kraken backdrop
Yeah.
that it
The
scrolls
backdrop.
through.
It won't
Welcome
pop
to
up.
beautifully
It won't
episode
pop up.
90 of
I
the
hate
Good
this.
Kraken Show.
I hate this.
Because this is the Good Kraken podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video games and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you want to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific time and Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific time. If you're riding this wave, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Yarg.
Yarg.
But if you've emptied your pockets for the latest and greatest in entertainment, that is totally fine. You can watch us record this show live right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you're watching live, you have a very important job. You can head on over to Fact Check in the official Good Kraken Discord channel, where you can keep tabs on us and humble us and correct us when we screw up information during the show. And please use it for when we screw up information during the show. I love all of
You
y'all.
know who you are.
But use it for when we screw up information during the show.
Thank you, Devin. Thank you.
If you have Amazon Prime, you also have Twitch Prime. You can be just like me, and we would love for you to give that to us to help keep us pushing out content for all of you listening or watching at home. That's right. That just like me thing is because I just did it before this episode. But you can also support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red
don't forget
button,
to
or
breathe,
by
Devin.
subscribing
Jesus.
to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken, ! And leaving a review there.
Review.
Breathe. Captain's orders.
Yes.
Don't forget to breathe. Okay.
Don't forget to read. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Don't forget, the rest of this month is going to be a little weird for our scheduling, and not that our times are changing, it's that we are swapping some days around. So there are a lot of games coming out on Thursdays and Fridays this month. So we are actually doing Splash Damage on Wednesdays for the rest of the month at 7 p.m. That's when we do our multiplayer content. We'll be talking about more of it later when we give out the weekly schedule. But for everybody listening right now, tomorrow we will be continuing Dying Light 2, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Go. Morbid,
It's gonna
thank
be
you for the
great.
sub, dude. We love you. Thank you so much.
Oh,
Thank you.
Morbid.
Thank you, Morbid.
Thank you. Yeah, I need to look into that. Lost Ark there, Morbid. I got to...
It officially launches on February 11th, and it's going to be free to play.
Okay. I see. It's like I'm so deep in Final Fantasy 14 right now, so it's like MMOs, time sinks.
Yeah.
But speaking of MMOs and making big waves, we also get little waves from those big waves.
Let's fucking
Let's
go.
go.
That was a really, really fast segue. You're lucky I was paying attention because that was.
Hey,
That
look
would've
at her
bad.
now doing
on
I
the
his
know.
job.
I'm a fucking expert,
kidding.
guys. I'm a professional. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, guys, Little Wave is our little segment where we talk about some news pieces that aren't quite as important to make it into the Helm. Just some lighter conversations and such, and we're getting things figured out on some of that timing, like we talked about in the last episode. Anyways, first up, Spider-Man No Way Home's first streaming service is confirmed. Spider-Man No Way Home's first streaming service has been confirmed, and it's not on Netflix, or Disney Plus. Instead, it has been revealed that the multiverse adventure will swing its way to stars, quote unquote, sometime over the next 6 months. In an interview with Deadline Star CEO Jeffrey Hirsch was asked about the streaming platform's quote-unquote role of movies versus series. While films seem to provide a big jump in viewers when they arrive on the service, they fade much quicker than TV shows do. Is this weird to you guys? Like stars? Is that a weird choice to you guys?
I
A
feel
little
like
bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Sony, right? It's Sony. It's not really Marvel. It's Sony. Now the thing is, Stars has kind of always been like, up until recently, it's always been like that premier access channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the people who have Stars, Morbid, are the people who link it to their Hulu or their Amazon accounts because they want to watch one show.
I have it.
Which is exactly what I do.
Literally same. I got it for Dexter.
It's linked to my Prime.
Yep. It's linked. That's it. It's linked to my Hulu, and I haven't unsubscribed from it yet. So I guess here it is.
Yeah.
I have Stars, guys.
We're all gonna get to stream Spider-Man when it comes out.
Yeah, honestly,
I guess so. Yeah.
Honestly, I'll be real with you guys. I haven't bought a 4K Blu-ray yet to test out on the Series X because it has a 4K Blu-ray player in it. I think I'm gonna buy Spider-Man No Way Home because
you don't
I've been told.
Blu-ray? That's wild.
Yeah, dude, the Xbox One S has a 4K Blu-ray player in it.
I know.
too.
I'm saying you don't have one. You don't have a movie.
I never buy
Blu-ray?
movies.
That's wild. That's wild. I have a couple. right behind me. What do I got?
I never
have,
buy
a whole
movies.
shelf
Have you
full
hit
of
Tom
I
Hardy
buy Blu-rays
movie?
all the time.
Warrior. I have Spawn in Blu-ray 4K.
Yeah, I just never buy
great
movies,
flick.
guys.
The Taking of Pelham 123.
I just buy video games. There's a reason
Logan.
why my Xbox library
I have a
is
hard case Logan.
200 plus.
Ooh,
You have a
that's
hard
another good
Logan?
one.
I gotta
Hard
ask.
Logan.
him
I got a
about
hard
that.
Logan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
I have
another good
Inception.
one. I have Pacific Rim.
Oh, I have Final Fantasy Advent Children.
We got I Am Legend.
And Iron Man.
That's
and
cute.
Shawshank Redemption.
Yep.
That's cute.
More. They have physical media.
I
you
was
boomers.
looking at. I was looking at the 4K Blu-ray box sets for Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit,
Sure.
and the Infinity Saga as well. So you know that Infinity Saga is like $250.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
I
dude,
have-
bonkers.
3 complete box sets of fucking Lord of the Rings.
Do you really?
Yes.
Are they
Dude,
all
it's-
different
it's a
editions?
problem.
They are different.
They
They are
are,
different
yeah.
editions with and all the boxes are different.
Because they didn't release the 4K Blu-ray set until kind of recently. Like it was within the last year, I believe it was.
Gotta rebuy. Gotta rebuy. And
Yeah.
the extended edition is the only acceptable.
God, 100%. 100%.
I mean, I need to. I own the HD extended edition digitally on Xbox that I bought like, I don't know, 7 years ago.
Right. Well,
But
speaking,
like I stream almost everything. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, I get it. And most of my stuff I still stream too. You know what I mean? I still stream most of it, but sometimes like those movies back there, they're some of my favorite movies ever, which is why I have them on 4K Blu-ray. You know, I got to experience my favorite movies in the highest quality, just like some high quality games here. It Takes Two sells a huge 5 million copies. The developer tweeted that, quote, "Our team is absolutely stunned just thinking about how many players have now enjoyed our game," end quote. Hazelight previously announced on October 13th that the award-winning co-op game had passed 3 million units sold, showing that It Takes Two had a strong holiday period performance with at least 2 million sales.
Nice.
Good for them.
Yeah,
honestly,
dude.
really,
Yeah.
truly, they deserve it.
Mhm.
I hope we get more games from them that are just as high quality.
Yeah,
They
dude.
deserved Game of the Year. It really did. I firmly believe that it was a trip. Loved that game.
Yeah, no. Still got to
Good
finish
game.
myself.
Still not my game of the year.
Get fucked. Get fucked.
You can't say that yet because you haven't finished it.
I know. I don't even need it. I love it even just like how much I've played of it so far. It's still very minimal, you know.
A very impressive take on this 5 million copies sold is also while being on Game Pass.
Yes.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yep.
Very much so.
Yep.
I thought you were going to say some wild shit like the 5 million isn't even that much.
Just some out of pocket
Well, I'm
hate you.
kidding.
I hate you. Amazon's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power to get first trailer this weekend. As noted by The Hollywood Reporter, the trailer will drop during the big game on Sunday, February 13th. This will be our first look at footage from the most expensive TV show ever made and will hopefully show much more than just hands, which is all we got from a recent drop of 20 character posters. I'm so fucking excited for this, dude.
Fucking go.
I do want people to know that February 13th is also a recognized holiday as Deventine's Eve.
Yeah, Deventine's Eve, yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Justice,
Hydrate.
Yeah, Deventine's Eve. Yes. Hi, Josh. We love you, baby. Phenomenal holiday.
Love you, Josh.
Actually, one of the only international holidays.
I know, right?
Yeah,
and then February 14th, people know it as Valentine's Day, but really going back to old ancient traditions, it is also Deventine's Day.
Yeah, it's perfect. Everyone drinks IPA and pushes Mongo for an entire day. It's crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if you know someone named Devin, not Devon, but if you know somebody named Devin, you worship them that day and give them gifts.
Anyways, Lord of the Rings comes out. The trailer drops on Deventine's Eve. I know me and Garrick are massive Lord of the Ring nerds. We're super fucking excited for this show. This is dude, this is wild. This is wild. I'm so
I'm
so
excited. I'm excited.
This, dude.
And the show's airing in September.
September 2nd.
Yeah, September 2nd.
Yep.
Yes.
September 2nd.
Yes.
Yep.
It's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Josh, holy fucking shit. I know Josh died over the Mongo comment. I know that's what he died over.
Oh, absolutely.
Epic's Tim Sweeney says Fortnite won't be updated to run on Steam Deck. In a series of tweets posted over the weekend, Epic CEO Tim Sweeney told fans that there are currently no plans to update Fortnite so that it works with Proton, the compatibility layer that allows Windows games to run on Steam Deck's default operating system. As a result, Fortnite fans will have to jump through a few additional hoops if they want to get the Battle Royale running on Valve's handheld. Is this weird to you guys too? Like, do you what do you think?
Yeah, because Epic is a very big company with lots of money, and I've thought about this a little bit more, and I think the whole reason why is Valve's like, nah, you created the Epic store. Unless you want to put Fortnite through the Steam store, nah, fam.
Yeah, I think it definitely comes down to money. I think this is definitely a financial decision.
Sure.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
I don't think that it. I think it's more of a two PC launchers button heads.
I almost want to say it's because of the Unreal transition that they had, and maybe they might have to do backdoor things in order to make that work, and they don't want to. Maybe.
Well, I mean, but it's on every platform. Like it's on previous gen. It's on cell phones. It's on PC.
Well, I mean, like maybe
gen.
Proton's the one thing that doesn't allow it to function the same way. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm not a developer. I wish Griff was in here to kind of.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I want to go with the Valve said put it on Steam then, and them go no. I want to go with that one.
Yeah. No, I mean, like either way would make sense. Honestly, I just think it's a little bit weird that they don't want to play ball. You know what I mean? Like you'd think they'd want to play ball for something like this. Who knows?
Like, yeah. Okay. I mean, you never know.
Yeah, I know.
But it's Fortnite, so who cares?
Star Wars Andor TV show already seems to be getting a season 2. According to Collider, Stellan Skarsgård revealed he would be returning to the set of Andor later this year as production is set to get underway on season 2 of the Disney Plus spy thriller. Quote, "We start with Dune 2 in July," he reportedly told Swedish news sites Dagens Nyheter. And then in autumn, it's time, for the second season of the Star Wars series Andor, end quote. Are you guys excited for Andor?
Yes, actually, because I mean, Rogue One was amazing, and if it's going to be anything like Rogue One, if it's going to be anything like that, then we're in for a treat. And if it's anything like what we've been experiencing with The Mandalorian and the last few episodes of Book of Boba Fett, yeah, I'm here for it.
Give it to me.
You know,
give it to me.
They haven't been doing it
all
wrong.
Star Wars content, good and bad, and just suck it up. I just love Star Wars.
Oh,
so.
dude, period.
Yeah.
Me too. Yeah,
especially
I love
the Christmas special.
Okay, maybe
Yeah,
not.
we
also.
don't. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Or
all
that
Star Wars.
Ewok
We'll exclude.
Or that lovely character Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yeah.
He's my favorite. Yeah. He's the best character in Star Wars, honestly. Yeah.
Misa thinks so too.
Yeah, thank you. You tried to take my slave. Anyways, Jackass Forever lands a domestic weekend box office victory. Jackass Forever has dethroned Spider-Man No Way Home at the domestic weekend box office by earning $23 million in ticket sales during its opening weekend. As reported by Variety, Jackass Forever, which once again brings together Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, Wee Man, Chris Pontius, Dave England, Danger Aaron, and Preston Lacey, and sees them undertaking outrageous stunts that no one should try at home, has more than doubled its production budget of $10 million. I'm not in the least bit surprised, dude.
Like, nope, me either, man.
Yeah. So Lock and Load just said Jackass was so funny, and yes, it was. It
so
was great.
I should have seen it, hon. I should have seen it.
Yeah, you would.
I took 5 people to that movie on Sunday.
Yeah.
I was just like, I literally bought tickets. I was like, yo, squad up, let's go watch Jackass. And then there's literally at the intro to the movie, they're like, thanks for rounding up your friends and coming to see Jackass. And I'm like, you fucking got it.
Yep.
I was just like, that was for me.
I love the Jackass movies. I mean, like, the weird, like, non-information here is the fact that it beat out Spider-Man No Way Home, because, like, Spider-Man No Way Home's been, like, killing it in the box office, because it's like no other movie has been able to, like, you know, knock it out of the throne each weekend since it's been released. But granted, like, it's been out now for almost 2 months, right? So it's like,
yeah,
of course it eventually is going to get beat out, but who would have thunk Jackass Forever would be the one to eventually kind of like tell, all right, chill out on Spider-Man, come watch Jackass for a weekend instead, dude. Like that's so funny to me. I love Jackass movies. I had COVID. So
the only thing I will say about the Jackass movies, just as a warning to anybody who has not seen a Jackass movie, it's hilarious, but you could literally combine all of the wiener moments in Jackass 1, 2, and 3, and there's still probably like 3 times as many wiener.
Oh yeah, lots of
Jackass
wiener.
Forever.
Lots
and lots of wiener. Like
lots of
so much wiener. It's funny, but so
much wiener.
Like, and it'll make you cringe. It'll make you cringe.
Like if
oh my!
If it was, you're gonna laugh the whole time.
Yeah.
If it was a setting in Destiny, it would have been called the Infinite Wieners. Like that's what it would have been called.
100%.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll have to fuck around with that. You know what I'm saying?
The movie is totally worth it. Totally
so funny.
worth it.
Oh my god.
I also ate edibles before I went in there.
you ate the edibles? Oh, okay.
yeah.
That's not surprising. That's not surprising.
It was great, guys. Let me tell you.
Ridiculous, dude.
It was great. Like Tony the Tiger, dude. I love that.
It was great.
If I'll be real with you though, like I definitely like missed Jackass movies. So like I like I said, I'm not surprised by this. Like one, because like I think all of us kind of missed Jackass movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, it like fixed a part of my broken soul when I saw that movie. Like
the ending of that movie too will make you tear up. If you are at all,
especially if you've
fan,
watched all of the Jackasses, like it's gonna hit.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It'll like me and my partner Sierra looked at each other and were like, okay, I'm not the only one.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. Like
Yeah.
just like rip Ryan Dunn.
Lock and
Ryan
load.
Dunn forever.
Ryan Dunn forever,
Ryan
dude.
Dunn forever.
Ryan Dunn
Let's
forever.
go. Lock and load says I took my wife. Hell yeah, dude. I mean, like,
How did that go?
Take your partner to Jackass. That's a fucking date, dude. That's fucking
Yeah,
date.
let's go.
Anyways, that is Little Waves, guys. What do we got next, Devin?
So now, since we got rid of all the little things, we are going into the Helm.
Ding ding.
God, our listeners hate us sometimes, I swear.
Sometimes, every time.
Yeah. Look. We never said the show was good. All right.
I hate
Never
us.
did.
I hate us so much. We all push Mongo. Anyways.
I do push Mongo. That's the
you son of a
fucking
bitch!
thing.
You son of a bitch! He celebrates Deventine's Day every day, dog. That's crazy.
The
bro.
best part
That's
is I don't push my when I don't drink IPAs.
Dude, I love these random campaigns I get into just to like make you look like an asshole, and then it is never true. I'm just making up shit about you as I go, just to like.
And then it ends up being Garrick.
Like, who would have thought? Who would have thought that I would be able to weaponize false information against you, like how you hate the Division 2? I mean, that's the most real piece of information ever. But ever since then, I'm nailing it, dude. I'm nailing it. You know what I'm saying? I'm killing it.
One
out
would
here.
say he is like the Polynesian version of Alex Jones out there spitting fake news.
Please don't ever say that to me. Please don't ever say that to me again. That's rude. I don't know why, but that broke my heart a little bit. I ain't no Hawaiian Alex
it
Jones.
breaks my heart every time you say that I hate Division 2, and I love that
Yeah,
game.
but I'm not calling you fucking indigenous Joe Rogan, you asshole. Yeah, exactly. Drink that drink. Drink that alien piss. The aliens are coming down.
It's natty
and they're
ice
pissing in your
seltzer,
beer.
okay?
They're pissing in your beer. The aliens. Anyways, Devin, what's our first story? Dude, this energy we've got tonight, I'm here for it.
I'm just trying not to.
That was my
laugh
Alex
because
Jones
I
impersonation, in
realized
case
what you
anyone
just
like
did.
didn't know. That was my Alex Jones.
Yeah. Slurm.
You both exhaust me.
It'd be pretty tiring pushing Mongo out here, Garrick. Anyways, go ahead, Devin. Go ahead. Give him our first story, dude.
Village Roadshow sues Warner Brothers over Matrix Resurrections release on HBO Max. This comes from Gene Mattis over at Variety. Village Roadshow, wow, words, sued Warner Brothers on Monday, alleging that the studio sabotaged the theatrical release of, quote, The Matrix Resurrections, end quote. Very long and meaningful quote, right? In order to drive subscribers to HBO Max. The suit stems from Warner Brothers' controversial move to release its entire 2021 theatrical slate simultaneously on the streaming service, including Dune, The Suicide Squad, and King Richard. The studio ended up paying out millions of dollars to profit participants to make up for the lost box office revenue. Village Roadshow has a long-standing co-financing arrangement with the studio, which has included the films like the Matrix trilogy, Joker, and the Ocean series. The suit alleges that Warner Brothers did not consult with or notify Village Roadshow before opting to put The Matrix Resurrections, the fourth installment in the franchise, on HBO Max. The film has grossed just $148 million at the box office to date, a fraction of the gross reaped by the three films earlier. The suit accuses Warner Brothers of deliberately harming the film's box office to prop up HBO Max at the expense of the future viability of the franchise. Quote, Warner Brothers' strategy not only ensued that The Matrix Resurrections would be a bust at the box office, but it also inflicted serious harm to the entire Matrix franchise. End quote. The suit alleges There can be no doubt that the abysmal theatrical box office sales figures from The Matrix Resurrections dilute the value of this tentpole franchise, as a film's lack of profitability generally prevents studios from investing in additional sequels and derivative films in the near term. End quote. Village Roadshow also argues that the simultaneous release also facilitated piracy, further cutting into the film's revenue potential. The suit states that Warner Brothers made, quote, acceptable accommodations with the film's stars, Keanu Reeves and Carrie-Anne Moss. With the director, Lana Warchowski, the suit also states that the Warner Brothers came to terms with Legendary, the co-financer of Dune, but shut down negotiations with one of the longest term relationships, that is with Village Roadshow. To date, Village Roadshow has received nothing from the HBO Max release of The Matrix Resurrections, the suit states. Village Roadshow notes that Warner Brothers delayed some of the wholly owned projects, quote, The Batman and Black Adam into 2022, and will be giving them exclusive theatrical releases. The suit also cites the success of the exclusive theatrical release of Sony and Disney's Spider-Man No Way Home, arguing that Warner Brothers' simultaneous release strategy was not necessitated by the pandemic. The suit also states that due to poor box office results, Village Roadshow cannot make its contractually obligated payment to Warner Bros., putting the company at risk of losing its rights to the film. The suit alleges that Warner Brothers has also been seeking to deprive the company of its rights to other films, including Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Edge of Tomorrow. Ooh, Edge of Tomorrow, great movie. In a statement, Warner Brothers said it had brought an arbitration case against Village Roadshow. Quote, this is a frivolous attempt by Village Roadshow to avoid their contractual commitment to participate in the arbitration that we commenced against them last week, end quote. The studio said, we have no doubt that this case will be resolved in our favor. Village Roadshow is seeking a declaration from the court that Warner Brothers breached its agreement. The company argues that its arbitration agreement does not preclude Village Roadshow from seeking non-monetary relief in court. So, this is another company that's mad because they invested in a subpar movie that did not do well in the box office. And they're mad because the movie did not do well.
Yeah. Which is like this whole argument's really whack, honestly, because I mean the Suicide Squad, which was a simultaneous release, was a box office success, and Dune, which was a simultaneous release, was a box office success. Matrix, which wasn't good.
Like it was fine.
It was fine. It was like the definition of an okay movie.
Yeah, 100% was. It wasn't bad, fine,
but it wasn't great.
I'm not going to watch it again.
Super forgettable. Yeah, it was just like, and yeah, it literally just 4 earned a seat right next to 3, as far as I'm concerned.
I like 3. I really like 3. But hey, that's against the point. That's against the point.
Like, anyway, but yeah,
but like, it's like. They mentioned Ocean's series earlier. The director came out and said Marvel and Star Wars are ruining the films and blah, 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 and how films should be. And I'm like, dude, it's just since you can't make a good movie and they are shelling out money to make good movies, does it not mean that they're ruining the theatrical environment because you can't make a good movie lately?
Adapt or die.
Yeah. We've been seeing this happen a lot lately.
I mean,
a
like,
lot.
At least like Scarlett Johansson's argument with Disney about Disney Plus and like Black Widow being released day and date, at least that made sense because like she was getting like outshoved money that she was owed and wasn't getting it when she had a contractual agreement to get a certain amount of money. That totally made sense. Village Roadshow saying things like, the suit alleges that Warner Brothers has also been seeking to deprive the company of its rights to other films. What?
Well, I can tell you right
What?
now, Warner Brothers doesn't want to work with you anymore, Village Roadshow, at all.
Dude.
Burn.
Yeah.
You guys are done.
Now, Garrick, you were gonna jump in with something. Sorry.
Oh yeah, just piggybacking off of like the Scarlett Johansson argument in her lawsuit, which actually made sense. Like it literally says in this article, like it says that the actors were, received acceptable accommodations.
Yeah.
Meaning they were paid their lot. So like it sounds like the people involved with the project that made contractual obligations to get a certain set amount of money got what they were owed. Like everything about this release seems to me like the ducks are in the row. I guarantee you, there's somewhere in their contract, in Warner Brothers' contract, that says we reserve the rights to release this on whatever fucking platform we want.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way they don't have that clause in them for themselves, and that they can pick and choose what platforms their films get released on. And there's no way they don't.
Right.
And I'll say this right now: if HBO keeps doing this, first 30 days on HBO Max, if they keep doing this, this will drive more subscribers over and over. And if they have at least one movie every month, that'll keep people like me on their service every month. Not to mention, only the HBO content is actually pretty sublime, to tell you the truth. But like, I don't want this to go anywhere. I love laying in my bed or sitting out on the couch and just being able to watch brand new movies with the nice home theatrical setups that we get. You know what I mean? Like, my living room has a 75-inch TV and a full Sonos surround system. That shit's tight with movies,
It is tight.
So it's like
very tight. It's very
like
tight.
I can get the experience right there. Flex, it's not even mine. It's my roommate's, but he lets me use it. Let's be real.
Oh, okay. My bad. My
TV's right there.
Let's hold on, but like let's also not avoid the conversation too that like Warner Brothers are probably like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Like when it comes to like Village Roadshow here, because they're like, why would we want your movie to be unsuccessful if you're releasing movies on our platform? Why would we want that? Why would we want that? Like,
and that affects their bottom line too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, obviously Warner Brothers wants them to be successful, because if they're successful, Warner Brothers gets money through HBO Max.
Exactly.
Through subscribers that are like Devin, who would like to watch their movies at home in their nice theater setup, in the comfort of the home, where they won't potentially get fucking Omarion variants of the COVID, the vids, out in the fucking theaters.
Omarion.
Like, I spunk where my heart. Anyways,
did you say that like jokingly, or did you say that seriously? I just need to know.
No, I said it jokingly. That's why I paused.
Okay.
I was like, because for a second I was like, what artist was that again?
I thought you paused because you're like, wait,
yeah,
Omnicron, whatever, fuck it.
Anyways, this just seems a little absurd to me. I kind of hope that Village Roadshow gets spanked in a weird way. Honestly, I kind of want them to get spanked here. Like
2 months from now, we'll be reading off a story, whether it's Little Waves or here. Village Roadshow goes bankrupt over a false lawsuit against Warner Brothers.
Everything about this article to me reads like Village Roadshow did not take into consideration the fact that times are a-changing and didn't negotiate for themselves a fixed installment price to make sure they were getting their dues for anything that was going to be streamed on HBO Max. But instead, they didn't negotiate that. It even says here that they denied negotiating with Warner Brothers.
This could have been avoided, dude. This could have been fucking avoided.
I bet you Warner Brothers probably would have paid ball and would have been like, we can give you like something in compensation similar to, what we gave the actors.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's just like, I don't understand why Village Roadhouse basically is operating this lawsuit under the assumption that Warner Brothers is trying to like make them go bankrupt so it can absorb their the rights to the films, which is stupid because they don't need them.
Yeah.
God sounds like
it.
a bunch of Karens and Steves over there.
I know. Anyways, we digress. Garrick.
Yeah.
What's the next story, dude?
Yeah. The next story, I gotta scroll because that was a long one.
Yeah, it was.
It was a long one.
It was a long one.
Trust me, I had to read it.
Alrighty.
You almost spit out your drink.
It's like, I had to read that shit. That was me.
There's some big words in there, guys. Let me tell you.
There's some big words.
Oh, yeah.
Try to take my slave. Anyway.
Misa
Google
tired.
is deprioritizing Stadia as it shifts to securing
Hydrate.
streaming deals. This is coming from Jeff. That fucking last name I'm never gonna pronounce.
Russo.
Rosso.
That is a lot of letters for Russo.
I know, because it's like Raul Cecile.
Rosso.
I thought that shit was French for sure.
I just want to say this before Garrick continues. The fact that you guys listen to us is just a miracle, and I love you guys for it.
We love all. Anyone who
Just
listens to this is great. This is
Listening to me struggle to pronounce names every week.
great. Anyways,
Hey, look,
where's
we
Jeff
never
Russo
said
from?
the show was good, and we always say words are hard.
Words are hard.
Anyways, where's Jeff Russo from?
Jeff Russo is from GameIndustries.biz, which is where this article is coming from. A new report today says that Google is deprioritizing Google Stadia while it's in the process of shopping the cloud gaming services technology to business partners. According to Business Insider, sources told the publication that the focus for leadership is now securing streaming deals for Stadia under the label Google Stream. Last year, Google pitched its technology to Destiny developer Bungie. Sources told Bloomberg that the proposed deal would have given the studio ownership over content and front-end user experience, with Google powering the back-end technology. Insiders told Business Insider, read your articles, like pre-read your shit, please. Insiders told Business Insider that similar streaming deals was pitched to Capcom involving the Resident Evil series. With the change to Stadia's business strategy, leadership and staff of the division have seen their roles shifted. Phil Harrison, the head of Stadia operations, now reports to Google's head of subscriptions. The shift in business operations has led to other changes in leadership as Jack Buser, former Stadia director from games, went on to Google Cloud unit in September. Teddy Keefe, Stadia's partnership manager for Europe, Middle East, and Africa, left Google last month. Google has also struggled to hold on to users, according to Business Insider. Harrison and leadership set a goal of 1 million monthly active users by the end of 2020. However, they missed their goal by 25%, a source told the site. During February of the last year, Google closed its internal game development efforts and shifted towards third-party games with Stadia. Who owns a Stadia?
I don't know, because it was not the greatest idea at first.
I've never met anybody in real life that owns a Stadia.
So there's a lot of people in the games industry that were given Stadias, like Stadia controllers, and got a chance to test it out. A lot of people actually genuinely enjoyed it. I think the issue that they were running into a lot was licensing problems, whereas like Xbox Game Pass, Xbox is Xbox. So tons of developers and publishers are going to be more than willing to go to Xbox and say, yeah, we'll put our fucking game on Game Pass because we know it's going to be used on that platform. Google Stadia got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And it was like, cool, that's great.
Yeah.
And then like no other like big AAA title, no publisher with a big AAA title was potentially willing to give Google Stadia a shot. And I don't know if that's because Google Stadia was kind of putting their foot into a door in an industry that they weren't a part of in the first place. It begs to question, is Amazon Luna going to have the same outcome? I don't know. Because Amazon Luna is effectively the same fucking thing. But who would have thunk, you know?
And the other thing too, it's like, Xbox also has xCloud tied to their Game Pass subscription. So you get that same service on your PC, your tablet, your phone already from something that you already have, most likely, if you're a gamer.
And Stadia was the same thing, but Stadia had far less to offer. Less to offer than Game Pass. So the question really here is, did Stadia shoot itself in the foot, or did Game Pass strangle Stadia in the waters of the games industry?
I kind of want to say a little bit of both.
It's definitely a little bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't launch properly as like a product and platform, and then Game Pass's exponential growth over the pandemic just like really like just tied those concrete shoes on.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say that too, because like they didn't have a strong release lineup. It was only like a handful of games at first, and then 6 months later they added another handful of games to Stadia. They didn't have constant content rolling out for like people who play games all the time. Like they need a platform that has that content available to them whenever they want it. And Stadia didn't really have consistent content coming, right?
Yeah.
Due to their licensing and everything. So it definitely has to do with that, and the fact that Game Pass is the king of streaming, and it's Netflix of games.
Yeah, it's literally a Netflix scenario.
Yeah, it's just too good of a deal, especially for how cheap it is too.
And Stadia potentially, arguably, could have been Peacock.
Yeah, I could say that. Yeah.
Like they just came too late to the game.
This is gonna sound bad, but it's like Stadia is almost kind of like Crackle.
Yeah, dude, that actually that's a good comparison. Yeah, I think they probably just came to the party too late. You know what I mean? Like if they would have done this before Game Pass was ever a fucking thing, maybe they would have found some success. Maybe not. Like
they should have came out with a box that isn't an
console?
Xbox. Yeah, they should have had like some sort of box. Was Steam? I think NVIDIA came out with something called the NVIDIA Shield that was like a box. It was like a hub for your games and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so that way you could have an option to download your games as well. Obviously, since it's a streaming based platform. I mean, you'll have to be online active, for licensing and stuff like that. But like, I mean, there's 101 different ways that they could have done things, honestly, and more. But we don't have to dive into it too deep. But I have a feeling that Amazon Luna is going to do better, because I have a feeling that they're more dedicated to it. Where I feel like Google treated it as like a third party thing to Google. They didn't get really serious about it. Like, did any of you guys watch that documentary about Xbox and how it started and stuff like that?
I didn't watch. I know Garrick did though, right?
Yeah, I watched it.
Like, remember, like once they finally got into it, like Microsoft went all in on gaming and was like, "No, this is going to be our thing. This is going to be our next big thing."
They literally shifted like almost all company priority, like to that point.
And that massive of a company still had to do something like that to launch a gaming platform, quote unquote, late to the game, because we're already, we've had PlayStation, we've had Nintendo, we've had Atari, we've had, Sega and all that stuff. So they really had to fight to join it. Google had to do the same thing and they didn't,
Right.
So if we're, going to be comparing companies, that's kind of what I see. Because Microsoft was doing a similar thing, but Microsoft also has a console at home that you can use, not just plugging in a little dongle in your TV and hoping it actually works.
Love me some dongles. Yeah. Morbid said, I'm an early adopter of a lot of stuff and I never touched the Stadia. It's wild because the few people that did genuinely like it. Like they did say that the quality of the gaming was actually very, very solid, like surprisingly solid. Mm-hmm. The issue, I think another big thing too that we haven't talked about yet is how high of a demand in the actual internet service that you would need in order for Stadia to actually function the way it was supposed to. And those data caps, man, like we saw with our homeboy Josh, like
internet.
Yeah, dude. And if you have any sort of data cap, you'd basically fuck yourself because you're trying to play these games in like really decent quality. You just wouldn't be able to for an entire month before you're just running out of internet. And unfortunately, we're not at a point with the internet yet where people don't have data caps in a majority of the country, because a lot of people do.
And to put that into perspective real quick, like, so the Xbox, like cloud gaming is considered like the most efficient cloud streaming service at the moment. And that still streams most games at like 2 gigabytes an hour.
Yeah.
And that's like a rough estimation. I've seen it, like I've played games on my like cloud gaming on my phone, and it'll be like 5-10 gigs an hour depending on the game. That's a shit ton of data in an hour.
That's a fucking lot, dude. That's a fucking lot,
That's
bro.
that's why you know a guy and you get unlimited data, so no data cap.
See, I have that too, but
Same.
Weird, but I am gonna give you a
phone,
flex for it. It was a weird
and my
flex.
phone has unlimited data.
Weird flex,
as well.
but okay.
Weird flex.
I mean, like,
Garrick has it too.
like it was teetering flex, but you know what?
Well,
it was kind of leaning
I
at it.
Never mind,
wanted
though.
to
Just
say
like a regular dude.
I hooked Josh up with that guy, and he no longer has a data cap. As
Fucking
well.
good, because Josh can get rid of it. His data cap.
I know.
Was real small, dude.
He told me he had a data cap. I was like, wait, what? I was like offended. I was like, oh, I'm sorry.
You're like, I have to fix this for you.
Exactly.
This is unacceptable.
Damn,
exactly.
Damn, I know. Well,
yeah. So
what are we doing next, my guy?
So, before we move on to our next segment, I just want to remind everybody you can come and support us over at patreon.com/Good Kraken Show. Let me see that in the chat. What's up? Where you can get early access to this episode before it goes public. They can write into the show and they can get this episode ad free. But if they're hearing this, they probably aren't on Patreon. So for now, here's a word from our sponsors.
This piece of Good Kraken content is brought to you by Glide mousepads. The world is changing and the demand for PC gaming and work from home setups has never been as wild as it is right now. Having the best of the best in PC accessories only makes it easier to get your work done before you jump right back into the fray of the digital sea. And Glide knows exactly how to make it happen for you. Glide mousepads is the future industry leader in mousepads, offering beautiful, smooth, and waterproof products made with eco-friendly materials and non-slip rubber in a variety of sizes that are guaranteed to help you get the next win. Is your battle rug just looking a little crusty? Is the mouse just not as smooth as it used to be? Or are you just looking to get rid of that ergonomic mouse pad your grandma got you for Christmas? Well, then I think we have the mouse pad for you. You can go to glidemousepads.com right now and use code Kraken for 15% off the Founders Edition mousepad in every size available. Again, that's code KRAKEN, Kraken, for 15% off any Founders Edition mousepads today. Our next sponsor is Rogue Energy. Late nights are pretty much commonplace for us content creators, and any of us here at GK can attest that sometimes you're just too damn tired to even think about how not to be tired anymore. Lucky for us, though, Rogue has figured out how to give us those late nights and even earlier mornings the supercharge we all need. Rogue Energy is a low-calorie, no-sugar energy formula that is the perfect alternative to sugar-filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Every formula Rogue Energy produces is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients and no chalky textures. Being the only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, Rogue Energy strives to improve that in-game performance of gamers, streamers, and content creators everywhere. Look, I love this stuff. I've got 2 tubs at home right now. Your boy is drinking on some caramel vanilla latte in the mornings and sipping on some mango pineapple throughout the day. And if you are wondering how you can get these 2 dope flavors, well, I'm gonna tell you. You can head over to rogueenergy.com and use code GKRAKEN for 10% off your purchase on any shaker or formula tub of your choosing. That is GKRAKEN for 10% off any shaker or formula tub of you'd like. And now, back to your regularly scheduled Good Kraken content.
Welcome back to the Good Kraken Show. Guys, are you ready?
For what,
Yes.
Devin? For what?
It is hands on deck. Hands on deck. It's hands on deck.
Hands on deck. Hands on deck.
Hands on deck.
All right, Devin.
Hands on deck.
What is hands on deck? What is hands on
So
deck?
hands on deck is where we pick a piece of content, whether it's a video game, a movie, a TV show, that we've recently played or indulged in, and we pitch it to you guys to see if it's something that you guys would also like. Ernell, why don't you go first, my guy?
Yeah, dude. Okay, so right now I kind of only have like 1.5, really, kind of. So
I
both.
just-
What?
I hate to cut you off. I just want to point out, Polar Knights, sweet mother of God, this is the perfect evolution of beard growth. This is not the first time we have gotten this.
That's not the first time that comment's been made, oddly enough.
Bet.
God damn.
Bet.
Also, welcome in, Polar Knights.
I love it. I love it.
But you're right. You're 100% right. So anyways, the first one that I have for you guys is actually my 0.5. So that is a brand new Amazon Prime show called Reacher. And this is a show based off of a book. I forget the name of the book.
Jack Reacher?
It's technically Jack Reacher, but the book is called something else. But anyways, it was also adapted into a movie known as Jack Reacher, starring Tom Cruise. Actually, been 2 Jack Reacher movies. I enjoyed both. But the show is a different take on the Jack Reacher story with a different actor. It is now being played by Alan Ritchson. And he's
Hawking
Titans.
I love Alan Ritchson, dude.
He is. Yes,
He plays Sad Castle in Blue Mountain State. I got his autograph at FanX last year.
Also found out he played Aquaman in Smallville.
Yeah, that was literally his debut role. He showed up, no fucking idea what he was doing, and nailed that.
Dude, it
was a model.
I recognized him, and I was like, dude, this is wild that he is in this, bro. Here, I'm gonna show people at home a brief trailer
Love
here. This show, honestly, I actually like this take on the story more than I do the movies. I think Tom Cruise does a good job, but Alan Ritchson embodies the character of Jack Reacher so much better than Tom Cruise does, because Jack Reacher is supposed to be like a very intimidating, like highly intelligent military police officer, and Tom Cruise is 5'4".
And this guy is 6'4".
6'5".
Dude, dog,
he's fucking huge.
And he mentioned, dude, look at him. Are you fucking kidding me?
His bicep was literally bigger than my fucking head.
Dog, like if someone else played Thor that was not Chris Hemsworth, it would be this man. It would be this man.
I have a man crush on him if you guys can't tell.
Dude,
he's a big
now the funny part,
I love him. He's great.
The funny part is I actually started watching this because my mom does have a crush on this man, and she said, and I quote, "Can we watch this? I've been looking at him for a while."
She got them eyes on, dude. She's like, I need a piece of that.
And I saw the like little like thumbnail like banner at the top, and I saw Alan Richmond at the top, and Richson, and I was like, of fucking course you have, because you know what, I have to. Let's climb this tree together, Mom. And so I turned it on. The first episode is rad. It is a very, very good setup for like who Jack Reacher is as a character. I think they're doing a good job with the show so far. We're only about 4 episodes in right now, but they do a very, very good job of really kind of like giving us a Jack Reacher that is more believable than it was before. Because Tom Cruise is like fine, it's fine, but like it's not.
Did y'all see him take that fucking bottle cap off with his bicep?
And I would guess he did that IRL because he just like bro,
like his bicep is my thigh.
It's so big.
Dog, I'm telling you. But yeah, I definitely recommend giving it a shake. I like it so far.
I was looking at it, and I do know that they've already renewed it for a second season as well.
Oh, hell yes.
I was seeing that story go on today when I was out there surfing the webs. On my
surfing the interwebs?
Yeah. What else do you got?
Those webbies? So my main one that I want to talk about is actually a movie that was recommended to me by Genesee. And this movie is a movie on HBO Max, fucking heartbreaker, called The Fallout. And The Fallout is it's a movie about 2 girls who are survivors of a very unfortunate school shooting. And the movie sort of talks about they're dealing with the trauma of the school shooting after it had happened. And it dives more so into the main character being played by Jenna Ortega, who was also in Scream, the latest Scream movie, and one of the only character in Scream that I actually genuinely enjoyed because she did a really great job playing as a horror character. But she does an incredible job in this as well. And as we can see here in the trailer, her and this girl are hiding in a bathroom together during the events of this school shooting happening. Thankfully, the way that they frame this school shooting scenario, the situation, they don't overdo it. As Genesee was telling me and Devin about it off stream last weekend, they do a very good job of portraying that in a way that doesn't seem detrimental to the viewer. You know what I mean? It did stir up some feelings in me because they sort of rely on it being a audio moment where you don't see the school shooting happening, but you can hear all of it. And because of such, I will tell people at home that has a big old fat trigger warning in this, because this, you hear all of it. You hear everything happening for the about 30 seconds that it's going down. You will hear how it plays out through audio, because it gives you the perspective of the two girls surviving it in the bathroom and their perspective alone while it's in the bathroom. The rest of the show after the first episode, when this happens, is about the main characters, this girl and the girl that she survived with, going through the trauma, grieving together, and learning how to handle it as two teenage girls that outside of this event happening never would have been friends in the first place. And it's a very, very interesting story about kids having to survive something extremely fucking traumatic. And the show is very Euphoria in its production. They have a lot of like camera angles that like feel like Euphoria. A lot of like character dialogue feels like Euphoria. So it is giving a story that feels way more grounded in how like teenagers actually act. Like interact with each other, so it doesn't feel like fake kids. It actually does feel like how teenagers talk to each other in modern day. There are a couple moments that I was like, you wouldn't say that, you know what I mean? But it's very, very few and far between. This was a sad as fuck movie, and if you're needing something to,
that sounds heavy.
I cried. They're like hard fucking cried at two different parts in this movie. The second part being like way later in the movie had me fucking open mouth sobbing, like actually sobbing. And I was like, oh my God, fuck this movie. Very upset at what is happening right now. It is extremely fucking sad. It is also extremely cathartic as being someone who has experienced something like that. But
what is this available on?
HBO Max. Yeah, this is on HBO Max. If you're needing a tearjerker, if you're needing a very interesting take on the human psyche, handling trauma and grief, and those are stories that I know me and Garrick love very much.
I do.
And you're okay with doing a little bit of sad boy time. Highly recommend this movie. This movie was very, very well done. It was directed by Megan Park, who is also an actress. It is her directorial debut, and she fucking nailed it. She nailed it.
I love when actors become directors because most of the time they nail it right away.
Oh,
because
yeah.
they're like, I know what exactly. They're like, I know what this needs, and I know what I would do in these roles, but I want to see what this other person would also do. So they're willing to like compromise and like see what they're gonna do. You know, right. I love when that take happens.
Yeah.
Too sad of a movie for me. I'm gonna be honest.
That's fair.
It
That's
would
fair,
understandable.
Play with my mental balance a little bit.
That's fair.
You know,
that's fair.
Not saying I don't enjoy things like that, but that specific topic.
I will admit, you do kind of want to enter this in a certain state of emotion. Because like if not, like it can have you feeling some kind of way. I was not prepared for how it made me feel a lot of ways, which is why I want to talk about this show or this movie the most tonight, was because I genuinely do feel like people need to watch it, but I do also want to make sure people understand and know before going into it that like this is a big fat trigger warning movie. Like you kind of need to be entering it with the understanding that like this shit gonna hurt, bro. Like this shit gonna hurt real fucking bad. And unless you're ready for that, stay far away. Stay far away if you're not ready for that shit. So but highly recommend the quality of the movie.
Because my ass just cried at Jackass this last week, and so if I'm gonna cry at that,
that's fair. That's fair.
You know what I mean?
That's fair.
I mean, fuck, Marvel movies and Star Wars content makes me teary. Come on, let's go.
Dude, I honestly like I cry to movies and they're sad. I do, and I'm not afraid to admit that, and that's fine for me. The kind of crying I was doing for this one part of this movie was like actual crying. Like it was not movie crying. I actually cried like at this part. Like it had me. It's a scene between two characters that had me feeling some kind of way about like relationships that I have with some of my family members.
Ooh.
And like how like it was one of those moments that makes you reflect on how you treated people in your family and makes you think, fuck, I might have fucked up. Right? Like without even actually like feeling that way, but it makes you reflect on that. And that part had me as some kind of fucking mess, dude. So yeah, 100%. If you are not ready for that, do not watch this. If you feel like you're okay with it and you're comfortable and you can take it on, 100% watch this movie. I think this is going to be sleeper movie of the year, dude. Honestly, like I have not seen anybody talk about this movie besides Genesee to us over the weekend. Like this movie was fucking incredible. I'm very happy with this movie so far.
I might have to run it by Sierra and see if it's something that she would like to indulge in.
Safe space the fuck out of it, dude. Safe space the fuck out of it for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Anyways, who's next?
I'll go. We'll just do order of news.
Sure. Sure.
Mine's not that long today because I've been kind of indulging in a lot of the same content, and I'm gonna get a couple quick things out of the way. If you are not watching Demon Slayer or Attack on Titan right now, you are severely fucking up. If you like,
listen the fuck out,
yo.
Peak shit right now.
Yeah.
Like,
goddamn.
These episodes this last weekend, like every Sunday morning is like Saturday morning cartoons for me right now. Because like I know after 8 a.m. Pacific time, I can turn on Hulu and I go to my list section, and there's a brand new episode of Demon Slayer and a brand new episode of Attack on Titan. I always watch Demon Slayer first, and then I watch Attack on Titan. And these episodes, I don't even know what their finales, like, especially in the case with Demon Slayer at this point. But
so Demon Slayer, this is actually like not even that fucking far into the manga, even, dude.
I know, but
it's like early.
Where they're at?
The entertainment district arc goes fucking hard.
It is so good. It is like probably like, you know how like we talked about the last episode of Book of Boba Fett probably being one of the best pieces of Star Wars content ever.
Yeah.
This last episode of Demon Slayer is probably some of the best anime content I've ever taken in 25 minutes or less.
Fuck.
I'm
gonna have to watch this goddamn anime.
I'm not
Demon Slayer
to
period is like one of the most ridiculously fantastic anime ever created. That shit is nothing short of a masterpiece.
It's like if you like Inuyasha, if you like Bleach, you will for sure love Demon Slayer.
Yeah,
like
goddamn,
so good.
God damn
it is so goddamn good.
All right, I'll fucking.
And
start
the art is beautiful. Like the way that all the characters, like their powers and
Ernell,
stuff.
You should watch it for the art alone.
Yeah. It is. I keep trying to convey this to Ernell for the past few weeks now. It is so good, guys. And like, this last episode, like, I was legit speechless, and so was Sierra. We looked at each other and we were just like,
dude, fucking Kai.
I'm fucking John Travolta right now. What the fuck just happened?
Dude,
You know?
fucking Kai Island Style. He was tweeting about it, and he was like, dude, and like, God, the way people were talking about it over the weekend, I was like, I might have to fucking watch Demon Slayer like ASAP, dude. Like,
it's all on
goes
Hulu.
the dumbest. It goes
It's
the
all
dumbest.
on Hulu. All of it. Even including the new stuff.
Yep.
And I suggest just watching it subbed. Although the dub version is great, just watch it subbed because that's how you can get up to date with content.
Yeah. All right.
Same with Attack on Titan. Like there was a big twist a couple weeks ago, and they keep playing on to it right now.
Yeah.
And your mind right now in Attack on Titan, you're like, I thought I knew everything. It's like that mind expansion. You know what I mean? It's like different stages. Sure. Right now, we're at that stage before like ethereal universal beings. You know what I mean? With that show. It's so good.
Sure. Okay. Okay.
Last but not least, Final Fantasy XIV continues to drive me. And I am so happy that some of our viewers and friends have joined up in my cause of playing this game because it is a commitment. And having friends do the commitment with you just makes it a better experience. You know?
Sure.
Fantastic game. And my final word, go see Jackass. It is well deserving. You will more than likely laugh your ass off the whole time. You will probably want to look away from the screen at a couple parts, but then endure. And I will make a Nicolas Cage reference to this movie. Oh no, not the bees!
Sure.
It moves when you move.
It's so good.
Garrick, what do you got, dude? What'd you watch?
Ping pong paddles.
Ping pong paddle.
That doesn't sound good. That does not sound good for Jackass. In context of Jackass, that sounds terrible.
I have something to tell you after this episode about the ping pong paddle that happened in the theater. Laughed my ass off. No. So I just have two kind of shorter ones today because I'm still pretty early on these. But I got my hands on two new games. Okay. I'll start with the shortest one first. It's just the one I've had the least amount of time to play. And this one's actually courtesy of my good friend Gio. Thank you so much for buying me into the 3 days early access for Lost Ark.
You the man, Gio. You the man.
Thank you. Really looking forward to diving into this more. So Lost Ark is published in the West by Amazon Games, and it's made by Smilegate, which is Devin, also the developer for Crossfire X.
Okay.
So basically, Lost Ark is in open.
Hello,
it's like a not open world. It's a large scale ARPG MMO. And basically, it takes like traditional MMO stuff, like being able to do raid content, endgame content, and it breaks it down with a really, really great in-depth class system with lots of customization choices, 5 base classes that branch off into a varying amount of advanced classes, and it has a very polished Diablo-esque action combat. You can dodge roll. You actually have to position yourself, and the combat is crisp and clean right now, dude. It's got like it reminds me a lot in setting to like some Final Fantasy games because it has kind of like that really heavy mix of like mythology and technology.
Okay.
If that makes sense. So I'm playing I'm the gunner class with a specialization as the artillerist, and I basically carry around a giant ass rocket launcher. That's my primary weapon. And then you go fight like undead and demons and dragons and shit with it.
Okay. And this game might be my type of game, but Final Fantasy.
the thing is you can get, so there is a lot of, it's an MMO, right? But you can get a large chunk of this as like a solo experience if you wanted. And this is the way it plays. It's like MMO light almost. Like it's a really linear world. Think almost like original Guild Wars, where like rather than being open world, it's got like set maps, and you go into those maps, and the players everywhere. Similar to like Neverwinter in terms of the way the maps sets function. And I haven't gotten the opportunity to do any dungeons yet, but dude, like the combat animations and the skills are wild. It looks so clean, runs so smooth. The game world is beautiful. Definitely one of the better looking top-down ARPGs I've played.
It reminds me.
Memory. Like it looks amazing.
It reminds me of Path of Exile with less numbers and words on screen.
Yes, that is okay. So if you were to just take this and put it on like the difficulty scale of just ARPGs across the board, Path of Exile being the sweatiest out there right now.
Sure.
And then like the Diablo being like the, I love ARPGs, but I just want to play it whenever I feel like picking it up. Lost Ark falls like smack dab in the middle.
Okay. I mean, dude,
it's got deep, complex combat, but it's not like, but the skill tree doesn't like physically give you anxiety to look at it like Path of Exile does.
I'm like thoroughly impressed with how this game looks, honestly.
Yeah.
And it looks and runs so good.
I just want to say this, like the other night, Ernell's like, I have to get out of here or else I'm going to want to get this game. And he was talking about Final Fantasy.
Dude,
and now I see him looking at this and he's like, wait, this one free though?
This one free though.
Wait, how is it free? Is this free?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
the
buy-in, so basically Geo bought me the Founders Edition pack so I could get the 3 days early access. It drops officially as a free-to-play title on Steam on February 11th.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. Where can people play this?
Yep, it is available. So this is strictly a PC game. I don't know if they have any plans to port it to console. The Eastern version is not on console either, so I'm gonna say no, but that's not uncommon for MMO titles.
Sure.
But I mean, it's got all the fixins of MMOs: beautiful hub cities, merchants, guilds, raid content, dungeons, endgame loop, lots and lots of loot that you would expect from like a Diablo-esque Path of Exile, like ARPG title, like really loot driven. I'm really, really excited to like dive deeper into this because it was very, very well received in its original launch.
Okay. All right, Garrick. What else you got, baby? What else you got?
The next one is your boy got his hands on a copy of Sifu on
Oh
PC.
God, I want to play it so fucking bad, dude. I want to play it so bad. Garrick, talk about it, dude. How's it been so far?
This shit is a love letter to 80s kung fu movies. Love letter. Like as the broke little white boy who watched Bruce Lee movies on dubbed over, like recorded over VHS tapes, like I live for this game right now.
Okay.
It has it's got a cell shaded, like really stylized art style, super simplistic, really, really clean looking game. There are some portions where that simplistic design kind of makes it look a little drab and kind of samey, but you're not here for the environment. You're here for the kung fu combat, which is just ridiculously dope. And make no mistake, this is a beat 'em up game, but this is not a button smashing beat 'em up game. Like if you go in just XY swinging, like you're gonna drop like a flies.
So would you go as far to say that this would be like the Dark Souls of beat 'em ups?
It is definitely heavy roguelite mechanics. It has a death mechanic, which we'll get into in just a second. But like, it's punishing. It really is punishing. Esco Boo Boo says hydrate.
Thank you, Esco. We love you. Thank you so much.
I went hands-on, did the first level. First level's pretty long. It's very linear setup with varying degrees of like openness in the abilities, but it does some really cool stuff with the camera angles that makes it feel very cinematic. Like I entered in this punk-looking like drug den, and I just started fucking just smacking up on these dudes, right?
Sure.
And then you die because you get ganged up on. You're not parrying right, and you're just taking too many hits, and then you die. And every time you die in Sifu, you age. And there's a checks and balance system with this. As you age, you gain the opportunities to spend experience on the spot and advance your kung fu knowledge. And you also do, the older you get, the more damage you do, because you increase your skills. But because you're getting older, you're also becoming more frail, so you take more damage.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So basically, every 10 years, you have like this little pendulum. It's got like 5 talismans on it, and every 10 years you age from your deaths. It like breaks one of the talismans. Once all 5 talismans are broken, you get like your game over. The nice thing is there is a way to more or less like permanize your skills if you invest a ton of experience per skill. But if not, when you reach that permadeath and have to start over at age 20, every like temporary skills or perks you picked up by crushing enemies and like gathering experience and like picking up like shrines throughout the levels, that all goes away and resets unless you bought that skill permanently. So unless you're like tactically investing your skill points to make it so you've got like character longevity, if you die at age 70, like you can really like poo-poo your run.
Okay. All right. Now what's there has to be a trade-off, right, for like getting old? Like you don't just like the game's not going to make it impossible. So like you get older, like, but you get beat the fuck up quicker. Like, is there a trade-off for that, or like?
Yeah, so yeah, there is a trade-off. There's a checks and balance system in place, and basically, every time you die, so basically, as you die, you get like a death counter. You can reduce the death counter by battling and like gaining experience, but like if you die once, like you'll age 1 year. If you like die twice consecutive, next time you're aging 2 years, etc., unless you're dealing enough combat damage and gaining enough experience to keep that death counter low in between deaths.
Okay.
So if you can extend your time alive, it's like less punishing when you die.
Okay.
But every time you die, regardless of the number of counters you get, your damage, the amount of damage you deal to enemies increases, but like your character's fragility also increases. So you deal more damage, but you have less health.
Oh,
every time
you're dealing more damage because you're getting more experience because your character's getting older.
Exactly.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's really
also
fucking cool.
Every time you get killed on the spot, it'll bring up the basically your experience bank screen. And you can either choose to just resurrect and keep playing, or if you have enough experience, you can invest in skills on the spot to increase your likelihood of success the next time you revive.
Okay.
Which is tight. Another really sick thing is you literally die in game and revive in game on the spot, and the characters see that shit and make comments on it.
Really?
They're like, why won't you stay dead? Like literally, like they're literally seeing you resurrect and like losing their mind over it.
That's fucking
perfect,
rad, dude. That's so
perfect.
rad.
Like
I love
it's
that.
really immersive. The combat and the animations are so smooth. Like the combat is clean. The takedowns you will do unique takedowns based on the position of the enemy. Like if you're pushing them into any walls, it'll just change it. And like it really wants you to like incentivize using the combos and your full arsenal.
Oh, bless me.
That being said, this is where the game kind of gets a little rough. It is so complex. Like almost to the point where like if you don't have every single thing memorized and you're like ready to, and you've got like, like your StarCraft professional clicking skills, like you're gonna die a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Like a lot. So 70 is like the death cap. Basically, once you reach 70, that's like your terminal. That's your final death, right? So you start like a fresh run at age 20. By the time I finished the first level, I was 59 years old. I got my ass beat.
You got worked the entire first level.
Dude,
I love that.
The first level, dude, like just got beat up. And that being said, I felt like every time I was able to invest in a new skill and then apply it, or like figure out like a new way to like synergize the abilities I do have with the environment, I felt like it was easier to push forward. It's definitely one of those games where like if anybody has like, you know, viewers at home or you guys have played For Honor, it has like a very like, it doesn't have like the rock paper scissors like ups down thing, but in terms of like the timing that you have to have and the finesse and the knowledge of your combos and your skills, like it definitely has that same sort of skill curve. Like if you
Okay.
go in just smashing buttons, it will not
Gonna
work.
have a bad time.
You have to know, you have to know when to dodge high attacks, when to dodge low attacks, when to step back, when to like get behind the enemy, when to throw objects, when to use weapons, how to disarm your enemies so they're not beating the shit out of you with weapons. It's like I learned this was all the first level. You learned this.
Okay.
I'm gonna get this game.
Super
I already
in-depth.
planned on it. But
I wanted to get this game so fucking bad, dude.
I'm spending a lot of money on video games this month
Yeah,
already,
no,
as
like,
it is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It is ridiculously punishing and it can be frustrating, but like getting those takedowns and like just enjoying the kung fu combat, which is really where this game shines, is like it literally plays like, imagine your favorite cheesy 80s over dramatic mysticism enhanced kung fu film and then put it into a video game format with this beautiful cel shaded stylized combat. That's literally what Sifu is.
God damn, son. God damn. I'm so fucking here for that. You got me sold, dude.
Yeah.
As if the internet
I
did
loved
not.
it.
Like the internet fucking
love
blew up over the weekend about Sifu with all of the reviewers and stuff like that came out with it, and they were like, dude, this game is fucking wild.
I don't play roguelike games. I don't. It is very outside of my personal wheelhouse. After playing one level, I want to go back and finish this game, regardless of how hard it's going to punish me.
Okay. Okay.
When it comes to Game Pass, the one game that did that for me, because I'm not a roguelite player either, but Deathloop, that game is very good. I do recommend it.
Yeah.
But that sounds really sick. It definitely sounds like the Dark Souls of beat 'em up fighters. Almost kind of like For Honor too, right?
Yeah,
with the
it
control
definitely-
scheme.
Yeah, and with like the control scheme, and like not necessarily like the way the combat functions, but just like how technical it is and like how precise. Like you have to think about how you approach the combat.
Okay. Okay.
Like, and especially because like there's scenarios like in the first level, like there's big open rooms, and there's actually a portion of the game. It was really cool. It pans and it turns into like a 2D, like a 2.5D like side scroller for like one hallway. And you're literally just like kung fu-ing people in this hallway and like bapping their skulls against the hallway walls and stuff. And it looks so cinematic while you're doing this.
I'm so fucking here for that.
And then it like shifts back and you like enter this big greenhouse like room and you're just like, that was awesome. Like that felt great to like push your way through this hallway. Just tons of enemies, like just people throwing bottles at your head and people trying to beat the shit out of you with bamboo sticks and pipes. And you're just like, I'm going to catch that pipe and I'm going to beat the shit out of you with it. Like,
yeah, I need to play this super bad. I've been waiting for this game for a fucking long time. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get picked to do a review on it. We almost did, but unfortunately, they had so much high demand that they had to get to some other people first. But I've been wanting to play this game for a fucking long time. When I first heard about what it was and like how it would function like mechanically, I had to fucking get my hands on it. Larry, hey baby. What's up? I love you. Thank you for coming to hang out. But how dare you say best roguelike is Enter the Gungeon when Hades is out? How dare you? You know what I mean?
yeah, for real.
You're muted, Devin. You're muted.
Enter the Gungeon is actually really, really good.
It is good.
No, 100%. Hades is better.
But it's not Hades.
Esco,
That's
I am
true.
super sleepy, guys. Good night, Stinkies. Make sure you wash it between your toes. We'll try.
Nah, fam.
Yeah,
No
I keep that toe jam.
Black toes only.
Devin, what do we got next, my dude? Let's move on from that subject.
So I know we've all been itching for this subject here. Now, it's time for the Gallows. Okay, guys.
Let's go.
Let's do
All right.
it.
Today, we are going to be talking about Dying Light 2 and how it is a great game. I'm just going to start it off by saying that because this game is so much fun.
This is our
Don't
first
listen to the haters
impressions.
out
This is our
there.
first
Yeah.
impressions of Dying Light 2. We've been playing this game for a week now.
Yeah, so I
Let's
have
say we're definitely deep enough to be past first impressions.
I have about I want to say 16 hours in this game. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have 16 hours. Garrick, you have tell the peep.
Yeah, what do
Garrick
we
has-
38,
Garrick has like 36.
Is that what you said?
38? 38 hours?
hours.
Oh
So
my
Garrick has
God.
38 hours in this already. Ernell, I think you're sitting about the same to me as me, like 12 to 16.
I'm at 14 is what I saw last. I looked
Okay,
at.
so you're at
Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
we've all definitely put our time into this game.
Just a
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
First impressions. When the game's resolution works, which it didn't for me the first day. Granted, I was playing on a Series X, so I was having a little bit different experience than the other guys on the Series S. I even streamed it to them and showed them. I was like, "Whoa, what's going on here, guys?" Well, the day one patch rolled out the next day, and the game is gorgeous, like absolutely gorgeous. The lighting, the shadows, especially the shadows. I just want to say this game mechanics are very well centered around how well you can jump from building to building, and you can see the shadow perfectly of your character. The higher up you are, the further the shadow is away, and the shadow will grow as you come to fall to it and everything. Like you will see the size and everything proportion to you and whatever area that light is coming from, which is awesome, and it makes us gaming nerds really stoked. I know that for a
I
fact.
love that animation so much.
It's so good. It's so good.
like the shadow work and the lighting work in this game is so good.
Yeah. The zombie designs or Zubi designs.
The
I
Zubi
should say.
design.
Yes, the Zubi designs
Yeah,
as one.
They're great. Like honestly, the way they look, the different kinds that they have in there. There's different tiers of zombies in this game. There's your standard Walking Dead-esque zombies. Then
Your
you
biters.
get your biters. Then you get your virals, which that's like World War Z style, where they just like throw themselves at you and just come from out of nowhere.
Yeah, they're like they definitely remind me of like the 28 days later zombies.
Yeah. There's just so many. There's a list to go on. You get your Left 4 Dead style like boomers. You get your spitters. You get your big old brute goons and stuff, which they
Your
redesigned.
howlers.
Yeah, your howlers, which those are probably the worst. We don't talk about howlers. We avoid those guys. We don't talk about howlers.
Which actually,
yeah.
I found a cheese mechanic that we can get some howler trophies. A little bit easier. We might have to do
that.
I found a way to get some Zubi trophies a little bit easier.
Yeah,
Bet.
Hell yeah. But we're still in the first part of the game because there's two maps right now. There's the first part of it's Villeneuve. Is that how you say it?
Villador. Yeah, so we're in
that's right.
old Villador right now.
Yeah, so we're in old Villador, which is still very cityscapey, still very like tall buildings and stuff like that. Typical like town. My favorite thing about it, it's kind of like I Am Legend meets The Last of Us, if that makes any sense. Like with the growth and everything. So it's like an amazing set piece because there's trees growing on top of rooftops, crazy vines, plants growing everywhere, and all that stuff is really nature has overtaken the city because this is based 30 years after the infection.
20.
It is 20 years.
Yep.
Okay.
I've been playing a lot of The Last of Us too, guys.
Sure,
So it's,
Oh,
getting
good,
my
okay.
timeline. I have a lot of zombie content. But just seeing like that cityscape with all the flora everywhere is probably one of the things that is most tantalizing to me and takes me into that scenery. because it's just lots of different greens and yellows and oranges, and it all just blends together. And it's probably one of my favorite like looks in a post-apocalyptic zombie game, honestly. But guys, I could talk forever, but before I say everything about this game, please, why don't you guys say some piece about it?
Yeah. Garrick, did you want to go first, or do you want me to go since I played less?
I mean, yeah, you can go first. That doesn't matter to me.
Because you're kind of our resident Dying Light expert here, because you came from hours upon hours upon hours of Dying Light 1 going into this game. So I think your opinion's gonna be a little bit more depth. Yeah, I'm 100, no big deal. Can we get a flex in chat, Devin? Let's go drop a flex in chat.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Garrick's first,
especially
flex.
since it's
Let's
not
go.
since it's not me for once,
He's just like absolutely.
Oh my
y'all.
god. Anyways, what I can say off the bat is I am thoroughly impressed by the way that this game looks. For being a game that is entirely in first person, they had a big task to take on with making sure that the game looked as good as it would be if you were in a video game playing in first person. The lighting, as Devin mentioned, is amazing in this game. That is by far the most impressive part about this game, in my opinion, is how good the lighting is. The way it reflects off people's skin, the way that it utilizes shadows to play with your spoopiness, the way that they even utilize the daytime nighttime cycle to sort of like play as completely different settings within the same setting, even more so being impactful even more than I think that it even was in Dying Light 1.
Big agree.
Yeah, like they feel like different entities. It's the same town, but night and day in this game just feel more impactful in a different way than they do in Dying Light 1, where Dying Light 1, it like almost sort of feels like you kind of want to avoid nighttime in Dying Light 1, where this one you want to enter nighttime for different reasons than they are in daytime. And that feels like wanting to travel to a different part of the setting in any other video game than it is in this. So I thought that was very, very cool. The art is surprisingly good. Character animations, like facial animations and stuff, are surprisingly fucking good in this. Now, granted, we are in next gen officially, the new console generation, the new video game gen, and I would not have expected any less than good character animations. But honestly, this is way better than I even thought, let alone felt we deserved, because the character animations in this are shockingly good. So
facial animations, like specifically, look excellent.
And
yes.
Speaking on that, we were talking about this yesterday. The detail on wounds in this game, like that character, that one character had that gash above his eyebrow.
Yeah,
and like, as gross as it sounds, guys, it was like spot on. The way it moved, the way it looked, the different shades of red used for the different, your different skin like tones and layers and stuff like that.
The artwork is just very well done. It was very well done in this. I was thoroughly impressed with that. I make sure that we let it be known too. Me and Garrick are playing this on Xbox Series S's, while Devin has been playing on Xbox Series X. So our experiences are going to be just a tiny bit different in how we experience them visually. Even on the Xbox Series S, what I can say is I've ran into very minimal problems when it comes to the way the game looks. I've had very little texture tearing, very little buffering issues with the game, like people coming up blocky or anything like that. Very minimal problems with that. Like, I think it's maybe happened once, maybe twice, since first playing the game. And that, honestly, I think is like a fairly massive compliment to them for how well they handle that, because a game this big, usually you're getting blocked out fucking character faces left and goddamn right. I played Cyberpunk day one. I know what that felt like.
I still haven't played Cyberpunk.
The audio design in this game, I think, is one of my favorite parts about this game, because they utilize audio design in such a way that like feels like you're actually in a zombie apocalypse. And the the nighttime audio design, I think, is some of the most clever, well-made, just rad fucking audio design like ideas ever. Because when it goes,
makes the map feel so alive.
yeah, exactly. Going to what I was saying before, where like nighttime doesn't just feel like nighttime; it feels like a different place. It's like
It
that
does.
feeling you get when you
Truly.
walk into like a tunnel in any other video game, and you have to be in that tunnel for X amount of time. It feels like just entering another map. Like and a lot of that is due to obviously it being nighttime. Parts of the city coming alive with like different people being in different places that normally aren't there unless it's nighttime. But mostly the audio design. There's sounds of people being slaughtered by zombies across the city at night.
Or people too.
Or
Yeah.
being slaughtered by people too. And the way that they make that audio design come to life by having not the same sound clips happening every single night. Like there's different sound clips. They've I can't believe it, but it feels like they've maybe compiled like 100 different sound clips to utilize at nighttime in this game.
Yeah.
And I'm thoroughly impressed, because we're constantly hearing new people being slaughtered in new ways at nighttime in this game, and it's phenomenal. It makes for such a different experience at nighttime in this game. But then going to daytime too, and just regular sound design, the weapons sound intense, the weapons sound beautiful. As my partner says, the game sounds crunchy, because just the sound design is so clean. It's so clean and well made. Everything sounds the way it's supposed to. But the last thing I want to talk about mostly is the gameplay and the story. The gameplay is so much fucking fun. That's what has me sold on this fucking game. It is visceral and violent and energetic and smooth as fuck. Holy shit, is the gameplay in this fucking smooth. I never would have thought it could have gotten smoother than Dying Light 1's parkour system. But this, boys, this is smooth as fucking butter gameplay. For a first-person parkour / shooter / like melee game, like this is surprisingly fucking smooth gameplay, dude. The story, I feel, is the only thing I'm lacking in. Because the story seems to sort of lack a weight to it that I feel like should be there after how many years since Dying Light 1 came. I do feel like it's a very cut and dry Dying Light 2 story. I feel it's a very cut and dry zombie story, even more so, about a very cut and dry survivor story. And that's fine. Like, I feel like the story is just fine. And that's okay with me. I know that's not okay for a lot of people. But for me, it comes off the back of the game just like having a lot of very just dialogue. A lot of characters feel very throwaway and very moment by moment, or moment to moment, I mean. And it makes for me to feel almost impossible to stay attached to any one character at a time. Besides maybe like one character we've ran into in the past.
There's like a very, very small handful, like
very
2 to
tiny.
3.
Very tiny. Of the maybe like 10 main characters we've run into, I maybe give a fuck about 2. And that's it. Yeah, and like that kind of crushes me a little bit for a game that like I very much enjoy the gameplay of. Now, granted, we're not done with the game. It could get better. It could pick up a little bit, and I'm excited to see where that goes for. But yeah, I mean, so far, we'll get to ratings after.
And
go ahead, Devin.
I just want to add on that story beat. I don't think we're that far along in the story, honestly. The fact that we have a whole nother map we have to unlock as well.
Sure.
We're just about 50-ish%.
Okay.
Just about.
Okay.
Yeah, and I know for all of us here, we've definitely played games and watched movies. It wasn't until we get about to that halfway point, you're like, oh,
Yeah, sure.
What's going on there?
Sure.
But
And
as it is so far, I do agree with you, especially after last night.
it's just
or yesterday.
It's just the parts like we did last night. In the story are actually the parts that I want more of. I want more of those like crazy, hectic, like stressful moments with like that actually make the characters feel like are actually stakes. You know what I mean? There's actually stakes because so far in the first like 10, 12 hours of the game, it just didn't really feel like there were any stakes for any characters. It just sort of felt like, oh, there's kind of a feud going on and you're kind of caught up in the middle of it. And then there's a bunch of characters that don't actually like talk like they're actually real people. And that part kind of bummed me out. But we got to the 3 hours we played yesterday. Like 4 hours we played yesterday, and honestly, that was some of my favorite video gaming I've ever done with bros ever.
It was intense.
To be fair, too, we've also been side questing and like exploring the map a lot in the time that we have spent, and not really mainlining the story. So the story questing that we've done is probably like 6 hours, if that. Honestly.
I think that says something positively about the quality of the game's overall presentation, though, because because even though like they're not necessarily like the most memorable or super impactful characters, the side quests are definitely really interesting, and you do feel like compelled to at least see how they're going to play out, especially with the choice system they have in place. Like, and we've got, and so it's not without its moments. It does have great moments.
Yes, and that's more so what I mean.
But that's that's really what it is. It's like the story definitely comes alive in moments right now, and it's big ebbs and flows in the story.
Yeah, because like my ordeal with the ebbs and flows in it is like there's a lot of fluff in this game. There's a lot of fluff in this game, and a lot of it is the side content, and we've experienced a lot of the side content. And so like because like some of the side like stuff that we've experienced so far kind of just felt like very like, yeah, sure, like you guys did a parkour race, we chased a scarf for some woman, we helped a guy find another guy. That was cool. There's a lot of fluff missions in this. Thankfully, it's not the issue of like a bunch of fetch quests, because that's not like what we've been running into. Thankfully the side quests sort of force you to like discover more of the map. But it feels like there's like a majority of the side content almost has like no reason to really be there besides just being side content. Like thankfully some of the ones that are like more meaningful do have like more of a direct impact on like how you experience the core story. But I just wish there was more of that. I wish there were more side missions that did that for you, and it just feels like it's not. But to end things on a good note, though, I do genuinely fucking enjoy this game. I'm having the time of my life playing this with you dudes. This is some of my favorite multiplayer co-op experiences playing a video game I've had in my entire fucking life. It's been so much fun. I cannot wait to play more. Garrick, take it away. End us out, man. Give us your thoughts on Dying Light 2 here.
Alrighty. Honestly, like you guys did lots of good points pretty much all around, really. Having been the only one here who's played and finished the first Dying Light so far, I will say, at least in my experience, in my opinion, and there's plenty of people, especially online right now, that disagree with me.
Sure.
Dying Light 2 is an improvement on the franchise in every way. Despite its lackluster, like an ebb and flow sort of story that doesn't really necessarily grab you in, it is still more interesting to me than the first game was. And the first game was nothing like it. Look, zombie games are real hard to be original with, and unless you're willing to do what The Last of Us has done and make it more about the people than it is about the zombies in the end of the world, you're gonna have the same sort of story beats in every zombie game.
Sure.
And this this is what that is. Like, you're gonna go in, you're just like, yep, this is some zombie stuff with some cool zombie lore, and it's interesting and different and tweaked enough from the things that we know and love, like Resident Evil and I Am Legend and The Last of Us. But you can totally look at this game and be like, I see where all of these things influence that. You can see it. You're just like, yep, that's a parallel to this exactly. There's nothing new in terms of like the way the story like conducts itself. That being said, it's still a fun story. If you go into it not expecting to be like this big cinematic awesomeness, like Red Dead. Did I drop?
No, we thought you almost did for a second. Oh boy.
I saw it flicker red over on Discord, and I was like, no. But yeah, so if you go into the story knowing that it's pretty much gonna have the same sort of generic curve that the first game had, and you're okay with that, great. But with that being said, the story is not the reason to play this game at all. It is almost secondary to just the serotonin, the raw serotonin levels you're going to get for parkouring around this city. The gameplay is where it shines. It is a vast improvement in terms of feel and just like how smooth it is to the first game. They made some choices that are controversial. Stamina bar, I'm looking at you. Weapon durability. There are some changes that not everybody agrees with, but they decided to take a more first-person RPG approach to this, and I think they really did succeed with it. There's like a class system light that you can play with to like customize and tailor your gameplay to fit how you want to like combat the infected and how you want to traverse the city, and it works. The gameplay is it's visceral. It's so visceral. It's still the same heavy-hitting, super impactful, excessively violent and bloody gameplay that you got in Dying Light 1 that made the gameplay so satisfying. And on top
fun.
of the improved fun, just raw fun. And the thing is I like the day and night cycle in 2 better. I really do. Now, the night cycle in Dying Light 2 is not as like core terrifying. It doesn't elicit fear the same way that Dying Light 1 did. It doesn't elicit fear. That's true. But
at least not yet.
It does have, but it's got great moments to be incredibly intense. But I feel like they did a great trade-off with the atmospheric shift, because like you said, night just feels different. It feels different. Like you're off, like you're making damn sure you're staying on the rooftops. If you fall, like, look, I know we all joke about how bring on the virals. Every time one of us fucks up a jump at night, all of our assholes clench and all of us freak out every time, because every time you hit the ground and you do your little tuck and roll and you're like, where's the howler? Where's the howler? Where's the howler? And like, where's the pole? Where's the pole? Where's the pole?
Goes
and
off.
the roof. Next thing you know, you are literally climbing up a sewage drain as fast as you can, and you turn around and there's virals climbing up that pole, literally swiggity swoogie coming for that booty style, and it's just so intense. And you're like, I have to get to the UV light, and it's just it makes for great moment to moment impactful gameplay. It's an improvement. It's an improvement on Dying Light as a franchise. It's buggy, y'all. I'll tell you that right now. Like that's my 2-piece. Like that's like my negative about it. It's really buggy. There are some game breaking bugs out there. There are bugs that are occurring, namely the infinite death loop bug right now, that basically you get stuck in a loop, and they're working on it. They're working really, really hard to patch this, and they've already said they acknowledged it. I'm putting it out right there because I love Techland. They're very transparent and they work hard. But like this released in a very similar state to the first game did. There's bugs. Like zombies are gonna fall through the floor. You're gonna get T-posing zombies. characters are going to kind of slide off the screen during cutscenes every now and then. There are some weird things that you're just like, all right, that's immersive breaking, and it is frustrating. But
it can be, yeah. But I'm also at the same time too. Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2 are both very ambitious video games for the times that
Incredibly so.
they've been released, and it's like any video game like coming in with as much ambition as these two titles that this franchise has come into, it's gonna have a couple problems. And it's like, it's like, listen, I said it earlier. I played Cyberpunk day one, release date on PS4 Pro. I know what bugs fucking look like. I know what bugs look like in a fucking console video game. This ain't it. Like this game is fucking fine in comparison to what I experienced in that fucking game. It's fine, guys. It's fine.
Yeah, in terms of like bug releases on day one, it is not any worse than Skyrim was, and y'all ate that shit the fuck up. Okay?
Yeah.
Like, so I don't even want to hear it. It like
Red Dead 2. Red Dead 2. You guys
remember those? Red Dead 2. Oh my lord, dude. The thing is even when the bugs do occur, and even when it does make moments frustrating, I personally have not encountered enough bugs to diminish the fun value of this game at all.
Yeah. Period.
I agree with that.
Period.
I agree with that.
We've had one moment as a group where we all collectively was like, this is fucking stupid. One.
And we were very frustrated, and we're still planning on playing tonight.
And we still finished it. Yeah. We still exactly.
Xander with the raid. Oh, Xander, what's happening, baby? Guys, we're talking we're actually about to end off here in a couple of minutes, but we are kind of giving our final first impressions on Dying Light 2 since we've been playing for almost a week now. Surreal, baby, what's happening? How'd Apex go, guys? Let us know in the chat. We love you guys. Thank you so much for the raid, Xander. We fucking love you, baby. Let's get some raids on our ends. There we go.
Raid command.
Garrick,
What's up?
Finish up your thoughts here. What are some final thoughts you got on your first impressions on this game?
Final thoughts, first impressions of Dying Light 2, Stay Human. This is an improvement and a win for Techland as a franchise. It is ambitious. You can tell they worked really, really hard on this project. They supported Dying Light 1 for 10 years. 10 years after its launch.
Yeah. And they plan to do the same with this.
And they have at least 5 years of guaranteed content and a roadmap already ready to go. Mm-hmm. This is going to be a ride. They're going to continue to improve this game. The story DLC is undoubtedly going to improve on the story and expand the already significant changes they've made in the lore that makes this game far more interesting. Mm-hmm. The game feels so much more alive than the all orange color palette of Haran. Mm-hmm. And as much as I loved the setting, this game feels different and alive and so fun. If you loved the first game, you're going to love everything about this, from the story to the gameplay to the aesthetic to all the changes, and it's just an improvement. And if you're worried about the bugs, sit it out. This game has supposedly 500 hours worth of content. And yes, a great deal of that is going to be fluff. I'm not even going to tell you that right now. No sugarcoating that. But if you want to take the time to explore the world, which is worth exploring, diving into killing the zombies and reading all the notes and all the things that have changed throughout the world since the Haran virus basically just took over, created the zombie apocalypse, there's something for to be here for. Sit it out. It's okay to sit it out and let them fix the bugs. This will be a great game, co-op, and we'll have a community that is going to be strong and ongoing, just like the first game has. People are going to play this game for a long time. You'll never have to worry about not playing with friends. You'll never have to worry about people to find the game. It's okay to wait on this one. But don't wait too long, because it's too much damn fun.
Yeah. And for reiterating on the bugs, they've already implemented a ton of fixes. They did a big day one patch, and they've also been doing some backdoor small patches here and there that you don't really see. They just kind of do it server side for the most part. Yep. My biggest thing that I've come across with is the frame rate on next gen consoles, purely because the resolution mode or the quality mode, they hardly perform at even 30 frames per second right now, and the performance mode is barely getting 60. They have addressed it. They have said that those FPS counts are going to be going way up here soon. So the game is definitely more than playable. If you do pick it up on a next gen console, I recommend performance mode. Right now, it's the best way to experience it. If you're on a PC, you ain't got nothing to worry about it if you got a decent GPU. I'm letting you know that right now. But yeah, that's my only negative really with this game. So are you guys ready to give out some ratings?
Let's do some fucking
I'm ready to
ratings,
give
baby.
mine.
Let's do some
Yeah,
ratings.
so-
What are our
Let's
ratings
do it.
here?
So if you like I Am Legend, if you like Fallout, if you like Mirror's Edge, and you like Dead Island, this game is for you. And my in progress review as it is, I give this game a solid 8.5 right now. I just need to see a little bit more progression. I want to play out the story. I'm having a blast. I want to see some of those bugs get ironed out, and I want to see some of those resolutions and frame rates be more playable. So that way I can adjust and see how it all works. Because even the 4K mode wasn't really 4K. That's just me being picky. But still, it is
that's
a
fair,
great
dude. I
game.
think that's
And
fair.
8.5 is right where I sit right now. It could be a 9. I just need a couple little fixes.
Okay, cool. I think I very much agree with what Devin's saying here. If you're a fan of Dying Light, if you're a fan of Dead Island, if you're a fan of first person RPGs, if you're a fan of zombie stories, if you're a fan of horror content, if you're just a fan of video games, I think that this game is definitely worth playing. You should spend some time in really investing into the story a little bit, and at least if not the story, then get lost in the world of Villador and really just kind of lose yourself in a post-apocalyptic zombie land that has you out here just doing fucking cool shit around zombies. That's all it is. Just do cool shit around zombies, and that's fucking all right. This game is gonna get an 8 out of 10 from me for right now. I do feel like the parts of the game that hold me back the most are the story bits, like I mentioned earlier, and a lot of the character dialogue. I feel hold it back for me from getting a 9 out of 10. I do want to see how things play out as the story progresses. Unfortunately for me, I don't have a lot of faith that the dialogue is going to get better, but I do have hope that the story can get better. However, the gameplay and the way that everything sort of comes together into one package makes this game the 8 out of 10 that I feel like it absolutely deserves. Garrick.
Bad. Yeah. Just piggybacking off these guys. If you like horror content, if you like first-person games, if you like horror content, if you like zombies, if you like horror content, there's
Zoobies.
for real.
Zoobies.
If you like the first game, this is an absolute no-brainer. If you haven't played Dying Light 1, this is a brand new cast of characters set in 20 years in the future in a brand new fictional setting. Don't feel held back by missing out. You're not. Get this game if you like this. Don't be afraid about missing on the story. It's so good. The gameplay is so good. Get lost in the world of Villador. It is beautiful and vibrant and violent and intense. This one gets an 8.5 out of 10 for me. I would like to see them fix some performance issues and really tighten up some of the graphical glitches I've personally seen in my just about 40 hours in. I've seen a lot of weird things. It's a lot of small stuff that you're probably not going to catch a lot of the time, but when it starts to happen enough, you're just like, okay, that's what I want them to see them fix. But honest, just parkouring in this game is pure serotonin, and the soundtrack to back it, which none of us even talked about, just goes. I need to mention right now. It goes so dumb. The soundtrack in this game is so
It
good.
goes hard. It goes hard. You're right.
It really does a beautiful job setting the tone, and it's just a pure serotonin boost to just be running across the rooftops of Villador. 8.5 out of 10. Play Dying Light 2. Stay human.
Well,
So
we do round
we
up
got
our
an
scores. So 8.5.
8.5 so far.
Oh yeah, baby.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this game is great. It really is. It deserves an 8 for being great. And in our case, we do the points, so we're saying 8.5.
There you go,
But we ain't
Techland.
gonna.
We know you watch us, Techland. There you go.
And I do want to start. If you were thrown off of getting into Dying Light because you were a Dead Island fan, this was me. For my case, I didn't play Dying Light for so long because I was upset and I wanted Dead Island 2, and it just didn't happen. Stop waiting and play Dying Light.
Play this game. Play this game.
Yeah,
Yes.
play this game.
Play this game.
Absolutely. I just checked our fact check on Discord, and it looks like nobody corrected us. So we either are very intelligent and got nothing wrong, or
we're highly intelligent. That's what it is. Yeah, we're highly intelligent.
Science guys. We're science guys.
We're not of this world. Yeah.
We're uncertified, certified science guys. And if you would like to know what our fact check is, please come to our Discord and come hang out.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. There you go.
Moving on to our schedule for the rest of the week. So, as I mentioned earlier, we did switch around up a couple of our days here for the rest of the month. We are actually doing our solo streams on Fridays this week, since all the new games are coming out on Thursdays and Fridays for the rest of the month. And we're switching Splash Damage, our multiplayer streams, to Wednesdays. Obviously, since we just talked about Dying Light 2 a whole lot, we are going to be doing Splash Damage tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. And the three of us will be playing Dying Light 2.
Let's go, Zoomies!
Please come hang out. You can catch us right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show, where you are right now.
Zoomies!
Thursday, we will be doing the live recording of Shipwreck Show over on YouTube. If you can hit him with that link for me, Ernell, real quick.
Oh baby, let's go. I think you actually just dropped Patreon in there. Yeah, you gotta go check that out on patreon.com. So that's Good Kraken Show. We're only our patrons get patrons get links to our live Shipwreck Show stream. We might do a live event for our 1 year anniversary for Shipwreck Show the week after our 1 year. But we'll see. We'll let you guys.
We'll see. We got a lot of ideas.
We got plans.
We got things going on. But
Friday will be the first ever 7th Brevin experience.
Let's go! Let's go! What are you playing? What are you playing for 7?
We have Crossfire X. It's finally coming out this week over on Game Pass. I am going to be streaming that game this Friday, doing the campaign. It looks like a big cross between like a Call of Duty, like Modern Warfare campaign meets Crisis. So it looks interesting. I don't really know a whole lot about the game. Garrick and I were watching some videos beforehand. It is actually a very beautiful and hype looking game. So from what we've seen, so join me this Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. Let's see what this game's about. Saturday, we will be doing our GK podcast, Good Kraken podcast for all y'all out there. And we are going to be reviewing the Book of Boba Fett. Oh man, this show is good. Is anybody staying up till midnight tonight to watch this finale?
I can't. I can't because I have to go to my new job tomorrow morning. Pretty early. Yeah, new job. I have to go in there tomorrow morning. But I will be watching it first thing tomorrow. So I'm like very, very excited to
I'm committing
into this baby.
I'm too excited.
Let's go.
I'm too excited. I'm committing tonight. I've been up since 5 a.m. and I'm still doing it because, boy, I just need it. I'll just
Let's
have 2
fucking go.
coffees in the morning instead of 1.
Oh,
you know?
hell yeah. Hell yeah. Now,
Hell yeah.
before you go into outro, Devin, I do want to let people know at home we are going to start doing raids going out of our shows here. So as you do the outro, I'm going to set us up for a raid. It is Black History Month. We are going to be raiding a black gay king, Blizz Bear, who has been on
I
our
love
show
Blizz.
before.
Let's go.
Let's send Blizz Bear some love, guys, and go over there and have some fun.
Absolutely.
But hit us up, Devin. What
Absolutely.
do you got?
So please let us know what you think about Dying Light 2 so far, or hit us up with any questions you have about the game. Come over to our Discord, come over, to our comments here, or even on YouTube and everything. Just let us know what you think and ask us any questions if you're looking to get into it. Because this has been the Good Kraken Podcast, your choice for all the nerdy video game and pop media news, reviews, and discussions that you wanted to hear live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and Saturday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. West Coast, Best Coast, baby. Right here at twitch.tv/Good Kraken Show. If you've enjoyed the show, you can head on over to patreon.com/Good Kraken Show, where you can submit questions and topics to the show, get exclusive post-show content, and have early access to episodes before they go live on podcast and video services across the digital sea.
Let's go. Yarg.
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 You can also
yarg.
support us by going to our YouTube channel, clicking that beautiful bell and big red button, or by subscribing to our podcast channel by searching Good Kraken ! And leaving a review there. Until next time, y'all, be good.